let's see. It's telling me that, all right. Says we're live. Woof, that was weird. I mean, I literally went to hit a button and then boom. So hello everybody. I hope y'all got back on. I think I'm back on now. Well, you just roll with the punches. That's what you have to do. You go with it, baby. And we won't be doing that again. I love it. That's what makes life fun, is how do we meet those challenges and, don't get frustrated, just smile and say, all right, it's technology. I mean, it's foreign to begin with. So glad everyone is back in. And again, hey, love it. Love the energy. Favor to everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Be of service to others. BOSTO, as we say. Happy birthday and happy anniversary if you're having one. So good to be back. Hello, Gaia, Martin, and Heidi, and Paul. How are you doing? Jenny, how are you doing? Scotty Boy, Robin, Loretta, good to see you. Linda, Truth Seeker, Robert V, Lost in Space. I mean, it's been almost like a whole week. I've only been here once, but hey. Love it. So thank you for all the comments. Lots of people on the Steiger perspective. Here is something, Gaia. This goes with what you were saying. Hey, Nina, it's good to see you. A mile. Always, if you're going to walk it, remember a mile is only accomplished as you take one step in front of the other. So yeah, it's the small things. You start saving, putting a little bit, to the side each day. Yeah, before you know it, you got a lot. Hey, Marissa, good to see you. Jules, hello. I have missed all of y'all so much. Susie Koo, good to see you. Nina, Deborah, Truax, hello, dear. Scotty, Julie, good to see you as well. Wow, so weird stuff. Been an intense 60 hours for me. But I got to tell you, attitude is everything. This was a mountain. I mean, I can't get into it, but it was a mountain, and it looked almost, overwhelming. Got to tell you, the angels are working because, it's amazing when you get this attitude of gratitude. And that's what I've been finding myself, constantly thanking that I'm seeing the mountains, the blue sky, and, the cooler weather that came in. And it's an attitude of gratitude almost 24/7. And I think it's a lot because of these beings. I'm convinced of this. So yesterday morning, I went out really early, and as I was pulling the car out of the garage, I'm seeing, at first I didn't know what I was seeing. It was white. Of course, it's at 5:15. It's still dark outside, and then I'm looking up, and I can see through the headlights that there is something on the trees. There's something on the roof. There's something in the gutters in the street. And so I went on, and there was something on the road, and it was like the first 4 houses next to ours. And so I went there, and I came back, and when it got light outside, and I want to show you what was all, it wasn't as if, something went along the road, because it was up on the roof, it was up in the trees, but there were these feathers everywhere, just around our house, 2 houses next to us, 2 houses across the street. And I thought I would show you. Ellie, that's flowers I bought for my wife on our anniversary. So as you can see, they were everywhere. And it wasn't like someone had, dropped something. I mean, it was just weird. And the neighbors were talking about it. And my garage is filled with feathers, and they're still on the roof. They're in the trees. I don't know. Go figure. I mean, is this just weird or what? But it actually happened. So I don't know. I just got an email from Sherry, which was phenomenal. She was telling me the story on, she's been thinking on the angels and found the angel that she was looking for. Interesting testimony. Just some interesting stuff. Well, Scotty boy, I know the way to keep my wife happy, and I love flowers. It's actually, I love going in there and putting my own arrangement together, because I got a special talent for it, man. I mean, oh, y'all want to see that again? Someone says we'd like to see. Oh, I don't know. It was just, here we go. Glamour. I like that line in that song. Celluloid bikers. All right. Yeah. So I really enjoy colors. And these flowers are still alive. These are, our anniversary was last Thursday, so you go figure it out. But I love them. Flowers are so beautiful. I tell them every day, thank you for your beauty, because it's what a flower is supposed to do, give you joy. So anyway, what else going on? I've been so busy into another world, another reality, that it's kind of a little getting back into what I call the real reality, but there are many realities, as y'all know, that we all have to face. And by the way, I am prosperous. The soul tribe is prosperous, and we are prospering. The soul tribe is prospering. And I say it every time I look in the mirror. I'm prospering. I'm prospering. And folks, I've gotten more emails. I haven't done the actual count. Last was over 120. I think we're probably approaching 150. Just a guess. I don't know. So 11111, huh? There we go. Yeah. I love it. Angels be talking to us everywhere. It'd be 111 there in Alabama. Hello, Tam. Good to see you. Out of bubble gum. That sucks. Suzanne, good to see you. How are you? Hello, Francis. Good to see you, brother. Don't question the magic. The angels speak in amazing in various ways. They do. And I considered it a sign. I said, thank you. I don't know where those feathers came from. Neither do the neighbors. I mean, there wasn't anything, but they're still out there. And I always think now, I'm thinking of, Ariel. Yeah, there's Ariel. Ariel's a powerful angel, by the way. We are positively inspired, mentally prosperous. Yeah. All right. Delaney, I'll go with that. Absolutely. All right. Hey, Jenny, how you been, dear? Got to get you on. Going to get some people on. Hey, I've just, I knew this was coming, and it wasn't of any surprise, but I'll tell you, see, this is why I know something's happening. When I got through, there were so many, how should we say, pleasant surprises. And that's what Ariel does. Brings increase through surprises, unexpected prizes. So it works. What else is happening? Ariel, yeah. Hey, Guy, how are you and Paul doing? Everything going good? Jenny, I'm glad to hear that. Grace, how are you doing? Good to see you. Favor. Gratitude is what feeds the compassionate beings. Lucky, I absolutely agree. Couldn't agree with you more. El Gapo, how are you? Good to see you. Jasna Frakes, hello. Stephanie as well. Got the tea going. Well, Jenny, if I could be there, I'd just give you a big hug, honey. It's going to make me cry. Hey, D. Maxwell, what's up? Jill, hello. Had 4 pine cones painted purple, gold, silver, and purple. They were in front of my car, no one else's. You see, these angels, I'm telling you, we have unleashed something. I don't know what. I got the All-Star Hall wall here, and I'm going to tell you, it's you got to love it. I say good morning to them, all of them, every one of them. And, you know, this, let me tell you this, and Big Al, I don't know if you're in here or not, but Big Al's been diligently working on the cards. I think he's getting close to getting done. But this Hi Yale, wow, you let this dude loose, and if you got like any kind of bad mojo, you know, I'm talking about the stuff you don't know about, you know, that angel there, he'll flat clean it out. I call him Mr. Clean, you know, because he cleans it all out. You know, it's beautiful, man. And, you know, someone I saw earlier, you wake up with an attitude of gratitude. You do, you know, kind of cool. I'm liking it. So, hey, Elderberry, what's going on? Yeah, something's coming. You know, as I said on my radio show last night, now's the time, man. And listen, there's no need to get freaked out about it. Whatever is here, it's here. It ain't coming. It ain't about to happen. It's here. We bought the ticket. We have the ticket. And we certainly know how shall we say, we keep on trucking, baby. And we're gonna slide through this like the electric slide on the other end. And we're gonna come out the other end, and we won't even have the smell of smoke on us. I mean, we're gonna come and go, wow, was that far out? Hey, Shannon, what's up? Yeah, I've been missing all of y'all this week. It is really, you know, but I felt the energy. I did. Elderberry, thank you. Yeah, we got some, hey, we have to face it. I believe that we can be literally in our own cocoon. I believe we individually and collectively already are. And, you know, we got the A team, man, at least 72 of them. And I suspect that out of the 72, probably all of them together, I would say what would be reasonable number? I don't know, maybe 100,000 legions. That's a group. Yeah, you can throw a party with 100,000 legion as long as I'm not doing the cooking. Because, woo, baby. All right. It's fun. It is. Hey, Nina, how you doing? Good to see you. I know you got your show on Sunday, and I know the Andromeda 7 Galactic Gateway, I think, Celestial Gateway. Thank you. They got their show on tonight. I think it's on Egypt. And tomorrow with Robert V, who was on vacation and was glad he drove the 2,000 miles. And yeah, $6 a gallon of gas is coming, folks. It is the reality. And, you know, if you've got a couple of 5-gallon, if you're in the US, I don't know what it would be over in the UK, but you might want to fill them up, even as here in the Denver area, we've now eclipsed the $4 a gallon. So there you go. Say Hafnar, how you doing? So Janie, what's up? So join the tea. Love that spice tea. Deborah says it's 419 there. Yep, there you go. 425. Yeah. Yeah, it's unfortunately, yeah. I don't see anything stopping it. I really don't. And I have, although I can't give advice. This is just my opinion. But if you have something in the market, and I don't know if you do the longs or the shorts, but shorting commodities right now is very profitable, and it sucks. I know, but that's how this system works. I don't know what type of a system is. And the reason why I said initially demonic is that I don't see an upside on it. But then again, demonic doesn't always mean to be bad. And speaking of which, so I ordered these books from John R. King IV. We did his one, right? So I haven't had a chance to even to read them yet, scanned through them very quickly. 5 lectures on demonology. I think this is going to be an interesting read, just to let everyone see, get the reflection out of the way. Anyway, there you go. Then I got 2 other books that, wow. Hello, Teresa. How are you doing? Happy Friday. And it's great to be back. Glad to have you here, dear. No, y'all are on tonight. They tied money to your emotions. Isn't it true? So I got this book, and it's an interesting language. It seems to be across, and the interesting thing is that I can actually read some of the words. I got to show you all this. It's the most interesting book. It's on the angels. But the language, as you can see, is Latin from the best that I can tell. But and so when you read some of this, for instance, this is for the spirit, Archangel Michael, Zephira. There's just a lot of difference, and there's a lot of, like here for Raphael, the angel of Mercury, and anyone, I'll show you. This is a powerful invocation, if any of you want to read it. And there you can see the sigil, and there's the correspondence, which really got me, is because, again, it has the same. So this one just fascinates me. It takes a little bit to read, and I'm probably going to have to write it out, but some of the words come out very quickly. And again, each one of them have, for instance, this is one of the angels using Adonai. Adonai Sandre Rectorum. So interesting book, and it's called the Heptameron. Yeah, strange book. So just sharing with the group, man. Then I get this. This one is called the Megan text. And as I'm reading this, I open it up, and it's not at all what I was expecting. I mean, this is a very different book. It has the incantations. Yeah, that's exactly what they are, incantations. But wow. Well, let me just show you. Check that one out. Let me see if I can get that better. There we go. I mean, now this is and as you can see, it's page. There's one here on dragons. Again, love the artwork. And as you can see, each of them have its own invocation incantation, etc. It's just interesting. I mean, come on. I mean, I love these little jewels. I mean, where in the world do you get a book? And once I get this thing translated, I got a feeling that this little sucker is, yeah. And even in the back of it, and it's in Latin, but I can read the first part. You know, it's superior. This is superior truth in the quest for the great Magi Agrippa, and this is a Gorum, yeah, on initiations and of angel magic. Wow, told you. All right. This is cool stuff. I mean, come on, you know, it's a Friday. It's just a small crowd in here. It's just us. It's a very intimate group. I like it. Works very nicely. And yeah, really didn't have anything particularly planned because it takes a little bit to decompress from when you go into these environments. You know, it is. It's like training. You know, you get that 6 weeks and you come out of that and you go, man, where am I again? Let's see. Eyes to See. Hello, Maria. How are you doing, my dear? I see your videos. It says, I am delving into metaphysics again, magic and Napoleon Hill. Yeah, it's, listen, everything we do is magic. Everything. It's just a matter of your perspective. That's all. And I have found, as you all are, these beings are really cool. They are. I don't know where they come from. I don't care. You know, I don't live in their house. I've invited them to come live in ours, but, you know, I don't know. I'm sure that they do have speaking of Al, speaking of angels, yeah. Let's see. Divine Empress says, Gabriella Christie, check her out on YouTube. She sings the 72 Angels. Wonderful. Divine Empress, who is that again? Gabriella, is it Chrissy? Crisci. Excellent. I will have, do anyone have a link on that? I want to definitely, excuse me as I go on that. I'll have to go on that. That's cool. You sing their names. They dig it. They dig it. Da, 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 da. I'm having such a good time today. I just feel like, you know, kind of like I'm just hanging out at the beach. That's all. Yes, the red, red, Jenny, is royalty. And so red, at least my interpretations of it, signifies a higher position. Hello, David Castle. How are you? Favor be unto you, you prosperous man. Wow. Linda says, my friend in the UK told me that they're paying the equivalent to $8 to $10 a gallon. I don't know how that happens. That's why applied. I love these. I can't catch them fast enough. It's like zoo. Just reminded a dumb blood relative that hurts me like it's their job, that nothing goes unseen. That's a fact, Jack. It's a fact. Is that Odin? Color is red, or is it Ogun? Okay, yeah. Teresa, color, her red. Yeah, love red. Yeah, we got red going on here. And when you draw these sigils out, Jenny, if you can print them off, and you get the red pen and you start going through them, man, it's cool. It's a cool connection. The horses have extra whiny today. Wonder why that is, Gaia. Are they sensing something? Oh, Ogun is an African deity. My apologies, Emerald. I did not know. Okay. See, you learned something. I'll have to show you some of this. I love this, man. It's like kind of just hanging out together. It's like, I'll just read what's going on in the chat room. So if you're watching, of course, people go, well, that's pretty boring. Not really. So I was thinking history and how we think we're actually seeing prophecy unfold. And that got me to thinking that, because all the prophecy that you've read in these sacred books, it's already happened. Not going to happen. It's already happened. You see, this is where the biggest spell, this is magic beyond our comprehension. And one of my most popular videos that, in fact, it has more views on it. I think it's approaching 600,000 views, is the ball theory on Christianity. And that one video is probably has some of the most, and Gig Young, who actually did the original work, wasn't even aware that I did a piece on his work. And when he saw it, he was really impressed, and it was quite humbling. But his work, and I just thought, well, it's Friday, got nothing really into this plan, but I wanted to get a couple of things out here, because we are living in a it's a created reality. And this series breaks that whole matrix apart. Baal in Christianity, Baal, again, is the god portrayed in the Old Testament as the great rival god of Yahweh, whose worship was considered by the prophets as an abomination, is in fact the model for the Christ story. Do you know Jesus Christ, actually was born 2,000 years before the one that they wrote about? Oh, you didn't know that? Oh, well, it's true. The Christianity is a morphed version of the Baal legend, not a reformed version of Judaism, nor a new covenant with Yahweh. This is really important stuff, folks. And in here, before they changed the translations, there's no original Bible out there. Unless you have one of the Latin Bibles, then chances are you're dealing with a substitute. And it's just the way it is. The Vulgate is the original deal, if you really want to get technical. So we know that Baal is, in fact, was worshipped in the Mesopotamian area, Canaan, and then you got all the other tribes there, the Hittites, the Himmittites, the Jebusites, etc. Now, this is important because people go, well, now that is a depiction of Baal in a more, what we would say, a hedonistic tradition. This is Baal slaying the dragon, which is really depicted by St. George. I know, it gets weird. So, and I'm not going to go all the way into this, but this is the true creator of mankind. Yeah, a lot of people can't dig this either, but it goes to show, and the reason why I'm doing this is that because when I see what's going on today, there is so much talk that this is, we're seeing the tribulation coming to pass, that this is the coming apocalypse. It may be more fake than what we realized, but the fact that we believe it so much, we're causing it to come to pass. And again, I want to get into some of the works here of what I'm talking about. It's the Phoenicians. The Phoenicians are probably one of the least studied, least talked about civilizations that they're responsible for what we believe in the West today. It says the Phoenicians were clearly a people grounded in the belief system of the ancients. They expanded this worldview They traded in documents. They traded in sacred writings. They would transport them, much like today, like the Monster Hornet from Japan. They hitched a ride. And this is how religion and beliefs were propagated to what we call today, which we think that we know everything, and actually we know very little. But anyway, it says, if some historians are correct, the true greatness of the Phoenicians will only be understood when we fully understand the history of Africa and perhaps the event of the New World in ancient times. In other words, we need to know most of the history of the ancient world, all the history of the religions dating back 10,000 years. I did a video on it that modern man today worships 10,000 different gods. Some say now that the world has been divided by 10 demigods. Who knows? But you see, one of the main premises of Gill's work, which was so good in here, is that the religion of the Phoenicians, through the older form of Judaism, and over a very long period became a major influence in the development of Christianity. Specifically, the Phoenicians influenced the Christian views of the way to appease God. Also, the way to create a new covenant with God. This new covenant with God is the basis of Christianity and therefore the foundation of religion. Now, in the author's view, he said, this covenant may be nothing more than an old Phoenician one. We will explore how the rituals of religion of the Phoenicians were the inspiration of the structure and the death of Jesus, and therefore central to the whole development of the Christian religion. This is important. This evolution of ritual from the Phoenicians to the Christians covers more than 2,000 years and is greatly intertwined with the history of the Jews and their mostly failed history as a people of the world of ancient and classical politics. The people who became the Jews had multiple responses to their repeated historical failures. The remnants of the Jews at each point of failure created responses, at times clinging to an old belief system. This resulted in multiple forms of Judaism, some modern, some deeply traditional, which helped to create this bridge to the development of Christianity. In short, this is how Baalism influenced the new religion. And it's very interesting because as I'm seeing this unfold before my eyes, as I said last night in the Steiger perspective, the problem with here in America, we have it on our money, and God we trust. No one asked which God they were referring to. And if you take the architecture of Washington, D.C., it is the Temple of Baal. I just thought I'd have a little controversy for the weekend. Anyway, he goes through, does a great job of actually showing you, going back 15,000 to 1500 BC, organized religion is based in worship of the great Earth Mother. This is there is very little evidence in many locations of the concept of a sky god. In fact, many male deities. In other words, the original was the goddess. It's no masculine. But you know how it is. The timeline for the Earth Mother religion denotes its dominance in some areas for this whole period. However, the dominance of the Mother Goddess began to erode starting as early as 6000 BC in some places and lasted until 1500 in some limited areas. From 6000 BC to 2500 BC, the Phoenician religion evolves out of the mother goddess religion to incorporate the general religious views of Mesopotamia and Egypt, and becomes greatly influenced by the sky god concepts of the Semites and later the Indo-Europeans. The male-dominated pantheon of gods is developed, with the Great Mother still worshipped, but in a secondary role. The key deities in the newer religion are the sun and the weather, or the storms, the gods. Many of the religious stories are based in agricultural events and on astrological observation. It's really interesting because, you know, sometimes you have to pierce through the firmament and stick your head out and go, oh, crap, we weren't even close. It's like, man, I believe that. What? Yeah. I swear, I think that's what happens to a lot of people when they pass over. I mean, they're expecting the whole rigmarole, the regalia and the whole bit. And they find out that it ain't too much different than here. Yeah, it's a different realm, but yeah. Anyway, religion. I mean, today you can see the aspects of religion in modern day belief in so-called medical science. It's reverted back to the days of what we can go back to ancient Mesopotamia. Yeah. Oh, I could get real controversy, but I'll leave that for the Steiger perspective. Do my little thing on the Texas heartbeat law. So anyway, 3000 BC to 250 BC, the religion of Phoenicia is a major influence on the southern Mediterranean basin. Very, very important here. And half of what is now Spain. The influence spreads to mainland Europe, including Greece, as to what is now England. It is even possible that it had already spread to the Americas. Our whole understanding of America and the United States is asinine. It's ass backwards. It's upside down. It is a pilgrim society delusion. None of the stories that they tell are the actual events, other than the fact that these people were there. They cut out the history, but anyway, I digress. 3000 to 1200 BC, Phoenicia periodically under control of major influence of Egypt, but is more often a relatively free trading partner. Why? Because the Egyptians, the sea people, were extremely powerful and important. Anyway, he goes on to show you how the Hyoscus, the sea people, and the nomadic people, it's what so many of us believe today. Even the angels were, I think, hijacked into these belief systems. Let me get into here. Between 1000 BC and 650 BC, internal struggles between Yahweh cultists leads to disunity and great internal struggles in what was the southern area predominantly dominated by the Phoenicians or the Canaanites. Religious struggles concerned mainly one role of Yahweh. The debate was over whether he was a sole god, a chief god, or just a god. There was also questions over the proper way to offer prayers and sacrifice. Did you hear that? Sacrifices to him and other gods. Mostly the proponents of Yahweh are in the inferior political position throughout this period. And the whole point to all of this is that the Kabbalah, these beings, I contend, I don't think they were ever with Yahweh. I don't think that they were ever with Baal. I don't understand how they got corralled in one sense, but in another sense, I can see why they did. Who knows? These may be a group of extraterrestrials that are nothing like that has been written about them. I think they're probably more ET-ish than actually what we would call angels. I want to bring out some point. I'm not going to get into this. If you want these books, go back and I'll be more than happy. They're available. If you want to go back and watch the series, it's a fascinating series, very controversial. It's one of the few videos that, it's almost evenly split by those who liked it and those who disliked it, because it completely upsets the whole apple cart of all belief systems, even magic itself. Because all modern day magic appears to come out of either the Golden Dawn, the Kabbalah, or we see evidences of ancient Egypt going all the way back through the Mesopotamia, the Indus Valley area. And it appears that I think we're making breakthroughs today. I think people are finding out that we don't have to go through all these rituals. If these beings actually exist, if they're sentient intelligence, then the ritual aspect of it is something that's more for humans than I think for them. I'm just saying. Again, the Phoenicians, something, if you've never studied them, you really should study their culture. highlighted this is that because what he says is that the author says that we're prejudiced in our views, in our belief systems, and we have to break these prejudices down. Because if not, then all we're merely doing is just re-indoctrinating ourselves into another ideology. We haven't accomplished anything. And see, I cannot accept that the old ways are to be applied to the new day today, unless we're in a loop. Because either progress says that we move on. The old ways, I think Paul said, when I was a child, I thought as a child, now I'm a man, I think as a man. What I keep on struggling with is that I love the ancients crap. I mean, I dig it, all the magic and all of it. But I am left at the end of the day, and when I put the books and I fold them and I put them on the shelves, and I'm still left and going, this is bullshit. There's nothing new here. And how can we begin to go forward in something if we're so tied to the past? It's like a junkyard dog on a chain. It's only going to allow us to go so far. And the crap about it is that we see the banquet. We know that there's more. And that's why it's interesting to go back here. It says, as an example of what he was saying, the author here is trying to say here is that it appears that most of the prophecies of the Old and New Testament were written after the events actually took place. So, for example, we find in the Old Testament a prophecy stating that the Assyrians would not take Jerusalem, and they did not take the city. We must now understand that the author of this prophecy, or the words of the prophet, were recorded after the event, not before the event. And folks, we're in an event right now. And for me, I meditate on this. I think about it quite constantly. There has to be a solution. There cannot be what the predicted end has been told us. I don't believe in that. I believe it's a false matrix. It's a false gospel. It's a false prophecy. Don't believe in prophecy, because if prophecy exists, then my life means nothing. We are merely pieces on a board being moved. Prophecy has no foundation in reality. Now, I know some people will disagree with that, but if you believe in prophecy, then what you're saying is that all the events, no matter what is done, is still going to only end up there. I don't accept that. People say, well, there's a savior returning. No. At least not one that you're thinking about. The problem is when you begin to believe in these type of things that someone else is going to come and solve our problems, that's when we get ourselves in deeper trouble. We become more of a prisoner, which we are. It says the same is true with the New Testament. For instance, Jesus' description of the second temple being destroyed, supposedly given some 40 years before the event, appears to be highly accurate description of the events as they did occur when the Romans destroyed the temple. This is used by many modern Christians to show that the power of Jesus to predict the future. However, all non-religious scholars absolutely agree that the earliest of the Gospels was written some 10 to 50 years after the Roman victory. Hell, the book of Mark was written 114 years after the fact. So, of course, I can make all the prophecies I want and prove to you that every one of them came to pass. Why? It's called transporting. I transport the document that was written at a certain time, and I transport it back into a time of actual history to validate my history. Therefore, the old saying goes, hindsight is 20/20. Having an accurate description of an event as prophesied by Jesus does not show great foresight, just good descriptive writing. Yeah, I know it's controversial. It says the event, the destruction of the temple, was the so-called critical point to history of the religious people. for both the Jews and the early Christians. And the writers of the time would have undoubtedly feel compelled to say something about it. Yeah, they did. Titus had a lot to write about it. Yeah. So did Josephus. This event. Oh, but I've told you about Josephus, right? Look at his first name, Flavius. This event was probably seen by the people at the time as a traumatic event, as much on the greater scale than 9/11 was for us. This might seem like an overstatement, but is certainly not for reasons we will discuss. The prediction about the catastrophe would seem not only logical for writers trying to portray Jesus as the Son of God, but almost necessary. Its appearance in the Bible is not proof or evidence of anything other than the certainty of its importance for the people of the time. And that's my whole point. We're not wearing robes and hoods on top of our heads and, well, at least not here yet. So I just want to read this again. Most historians see the modern world as a development of the Western powers, rather than a product of the chaos that resulted from the demise of the classical world. In relatively modern times, say from 400 AD on, the Christian West was among history's worst in its repressions of ideas and demands for religious conformity. Take the shot, damn it. For almost 1,000 years, the Christian church did all that it could to prevent the use of any knowledge other than their Bible. Now being a non-believer was a capital offense, and instruments of enforcement were readily used, the Inquisition being the most famous thus, but by far not the only one of these. You see, I contend today, folks, we're an enlightened group. This is why we come. We discuss issues that are controversial. Maybe not everyone agrees. It's cool. But the fact is that it impacts our belief systems today. And I swear, I think we're in some freaking loop, but I don't think that we have to accept what is being told to us. I don't believe that there's going to have to be a mass die-off. I don't believe that for a second. But it would appear that that's what we have been conditioned. And if we're conditioned for it, we're going to make sure that it happens. And I'll continue to go on with the subject. This is a good piece. I mean, the point is, again, I'm just wrapping here. It's not what we were told. So as he pulls out, people go, okay, well, this is something else. I keep contending that there has to be something new. And this is what I'm asking these angels. We can't be continually held back. If these beings do exist, which there's plenty of evidence, at least, seems to be circumstantial evidence. I believe them. I believe they exist. I believe that when I lay this body down, I'm continuing. Been around for a very long time, apparently. It's not my first rodeo. Okay, I can dig that. But I contend, again, getting back to the whole point of today as I close out on this, there has to be new ways of thinking about things. If these beings are who and what they are, multidimensional, interdimensional in their construct, then they must be able to see time differently. They must be able to use the elements in a fashion that we don't have any understanding of. They have the ability to manipulate molecules, atoms, photons. This is what I asked them. How is a photon being able to be captured in a molecule, in other words, into an atom, that will then begin to combine to other molecules in a point of instantaneous materialization? If I could get that idea, I'll buy the world and we'll give it away. I mean, this is what I believe that these beings got. I love what I've read about them. This is fantastic, and they've shown to be true. But my question is, I think they really want to talk. That's what I'm saying. I think they really want to give us new ideas. We're prospering. And I believe it's because of these individuals that are going to be able to, number one, protect and give us the whole emotional protection where we're not being oppressed, we're not being depressed, but we're being impressed. We're being brought to a point to where when you're relaxed in a state of attitude of gratitude, new ideas come, new thoughts come. Anyway, that's my 2 cents. And I hope maybe some of you see some of it. The Paul Joe, then angels are God. It's very interesting because there's a lot of truth to that. If we take the construct of what God or gods are, then yes, they are, very much so. If they have manifested themselves to ancient cultures, I could see where that culture would see them as a god. It's not, not that far of a reach. I don't worship them because for me, why would another spirit worship another spirit? I mean, you may have a little bit more knowledge, but why would I worship you? Not going to do that. I would rather have mutual respect and cooperation. I told them I don't like this idea of commanding, but for decades, that's what I did. I bind you, Satan. I loose you, angels. I mean, I was one of those people and believed it with fervor, with emotion. Yes, indeed. Linda says, I believe angels are like ascended masters. I believe that is true. I mean, if there's progress in this, then these are remarkable beings because it tells me that they understand sacrifice. If they have the option of moving, on up there, you got to love them, man. I mean, you have to have compassion to say, well, thank you. Thank you even for caring enough about me while I'm in this realm. You could just say, hey, it sucks to be you and out of here, but you stayed around, man. I love you. Yeah. Let's see. Nina says, we look up to those who have more knowledge. There's truth to that, Nina. Yeah, lots of truth. Hey, hello, Julie. How you doing? Jules from down under. She says the R in angels being the ark of the angel. That went by too quick. Told you it goes by quick. And thank you for all your gifts and talents and all the joy, enjoy always. I appreciate that, Jules. I absolutely do. So anyway, folks, I love talking about this. I can't wait till the time we all get together because I'd love to hear what all of y'all have to say. I mean, I'll be there with my notebook and pen and paper, taking notes, that's how we learn. Red Honey 9 says, love and favor to us all. Thank you. And send healing protection in her direction, dealing with health challenges with my significant other. Well, we just send healing to you, Red Honey. And you can transfer that over onto your significant other for sure. Hi, Marty and Heidi. What's up? That's a very interesting point, Martin Heidi. She says, is that why the 200 angels turned their back to God if we were to look into, there's something to that. Lilith brought that up in the fact that some of these angelics, they saw what Yahweh was and said, that cat's crazy, man. He's angry all the time. He's jealous. I mean, he's vengeful. Why would I even want to be near something like that? That's why I ask myself today, why? As I said, when I left Christianity, I said I couldn't find their God. I couldn't find the God of, 1 Corinthians 13, 4-8. Couldn't find it. And then I couldn't find where the New Testament actually names a God. And then I said, oh, God, what God have I been worshiping? Oh, my God. There we go. I love all of y'all. Y'all are just, peacemaker. I was, still an ordained minister, no less. Yeah. All right. From a Christian university, no less. Can you imagine that? So, all right, everybody. Looks like y'all have had some good discussions in here. All right. Well, have yourself a great Saturday and Sunday. I am, and looking forward to seeing you on Monday. We'll pick up on something. I only got like 60 different zip files of material. So Al is working on Virgo now, the 72 Angels. I can't wait to get the deck. I'm going to tell you. Well, chilling in our insanity, James. I like that. It is. It's crazy out there, folks. But you got to learn to smile. And there's just be grateful all the time. If you just learn to be grateful, I'm going to tell you, it's going to change your whole world. You will be prospering. Deborah Truex, much love to you as well, dear. Loretta, Big Al, we love you for what you're doing. You're just, this is family. Yeah. Emerald Eagle, Teresa, thank you. I am going to, Teresa. Looking forward to seeing your show. Tune in tonight with the Andromeda 7 Celestial Gateway, folks. So we are prospering. I am prospering. The Soul Tribe is prospering. And we'll continue to do this Sunday. That will be the 11 days. But I like this so much, I'm going to keep on moving it forward. So that's just how I see it. I'll see about that. Being about Rex. I haven't talked to Rex in a while. So yeah, we'd love to. Where is Tony? He is adorable. Folks, on Monday, I will show you the pictures of Tony. You're going to love it. In fact, Martin Heidi, while I'm thinking about this, writing myself a note, show Tony pics. And I'll show you Martin and Heidi as well. And they don't do this for everybody. So folks, y'all are special. You're very special, each and every one of you. And I give thanks for the fact that I've had the privilege and the honor and the outright joy of getting to know so many of you. It's just, this is, in the time in my life, this is the best time. This is the best time of my life. And I can see a lot of you. And that's why it is, I found a soulmate in life and I found a soul tribe. That's a rich man. You see, I'm prospering just in that alone. I mean, you can't put a value to money. I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to disgrace it with even trying to put a value on that. So, someone in there giving us some slack. Got enough moderators in there that I pity the poor fool. All right, folks, much love to you. Peace, man. Peace. Victory in our time. That's what we'll say, in victory in our time. And look forward to seeing you on Monday. All right, you